Man, I didn't think you were gonna make it when I
What's up,
talked to you
brother?
last night. It's like the dude, it's 4 a.m. here. It's like dot dot dot. Like, yeah,
It
okay.
is.
Yeah.
It is. It's okay. All right.
You here?
What's that? Can you
I
hear me
said
all
you're
right?
you're here.
Yeah.
So
All right. Let me show you what this looks like, man. This is fucking. This is a bit. My wife adores this fucking this condo. Turn off. Just look at the view.
wow. I just saw the skyline in the background very briefly.
Yeah. Insane, dude. It's fucking beautiful.
So that's Colombia, huh?
This is Bogota, Colombia. Yeah.
Okay. So that's like the capital, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the capital. Give me 1 second. Turn my lights back on. Yeah. I'm gonna make some coffee while I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Just because. Yeah, everything. Dude, this little apartment is fucking phenomenal. It's so tiny. You know what I mean? But it's so beautiful.
Yeah, you're on vacation. So I mean,
Everything looks nice, I guess, right?
just enjoy it. It's tiny. That's gorgeous. Enjoy it.
Yeah. How was your day yesterday?
Um, yesterday was good. Just still bouncing back from the whatever's going on with my good shoulder. Haha. But yeah, my good shoulder's acting up. So,
Wait, tell me about your kitchen. What's going on with that?
oh, the kitchen.
Yeah.
Um, we're waiting for the quote to be sent over. That the guy came on Saturday. Great. I don't know why it's not here yet. But other than that, that's what we're waiting on, so we can submit that to insurance, so we can get to work. The mold remediation process is done. They got it all out, passed the test on Saturday, so now we can start rebuilding. Had the plumber come by on Friday and take a look at everything. Got a pretty good price on that, so we'll just be able to get the pieces knocked out here in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully get back to a normal remodeled working kitchen and a remodeled master bathroom that's going to actually match up well and pair with the kitchen. So yeah, that's the fun stuff, all the good stuff. So
Cool.
uh,
Cool. Cool.
yesterday was just work, um, editing, and then editing. Then I went to work, and then I came back and was exhausted, so I ended up going to sleep. Honestly, on the couch, did some rehab, some range of motion
That's
stuff,
good.
and went to sleep.
We yes, we overexert ourselves as humans. We do. We always we push our limits. But I'll tell you something though. The human body is such a fantastic mechanism. Uh, It can rely. It can go. You know, I think it's what 3 days with no sleep. You know,
Yeah,
we have a whole tendency of like average Americans. They don't do any exerting labor or anything like that. That's why we're all fucking fat. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to sleep fucking 8 hours a day. That's what they fucking. It's all in the food you intake. It's all in what you feed yourself. Um, you can get away with fucking if you're eating correctly, properly, uh, 3, 4 hours a day. It's more than enough. Yep. See, you knew
yeah.
it.
I was
You
running
knew
off
it.
3 hours of sleep for years,
You knew
and
it.
that's when my wife said I was a robot.
But here's the
She's
thing, though. Listen. Did you have any quick naps? 15, 20 minutes for
Yeah, I would
it's
snag a quick one whenever I wanted to.
yeah. See, that's me too. That's
No.
me too. You know, waking up an hour earlier than when I usually wake up to be on the phone call with you, it's really no big deal.
Mm.
Most people, what the fuck, or be like, like my wife said, hey, we're on vacation. Chill from that. No, that's when I need to exert more. Because I knew I was going on vacation. I knew that I was coming here and I decided that I was going to do this fucking cast for 100 days nonstop. So I have
Yeah,
to, I have to.
non-negotiable.
Yep. It is
Of course, I
part of
told my wife what I told you. I was like,
what's that?
whether you're there or not, I'm gonna make it happen. And
Oh yeah.
she's like looking at me with this disapproval of
No.
my word choice. Like he said, he needed some accountability. So don't look at me like that. But
Yes.
honestly, like that's the God honest truth. Like if he's not here, I'm gonna film one anyways. And she's like, oh,
I mean, that's the whole purpose behind everything, right? I mean, that's why. Because listen, if there was no accountability, who would know if I recorded my fucking podcast or if I recorded me talking at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning? It's not. It's not.
yeah,
And but anyway, so today going to be a fun day. Oh my God, listen to this shit, dude. So from the airport to the apartment was, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, right? And it was, I don't know, like $50. Okay. I think I tipped him $60. I gave him 60. I gave him something like that. It was like, whatever. So, and so people know, no, I didn't give him 60 fucking dollars. It's like it's like my equivalent. I gave him like 60,000 of their whatever their Colombian pesos, which is not an
gotcha.
equivalent. You know what I mean? But it's like if I do a 1 to 1, I got to do it like 1,000 to 1. So if I give him 60,000, it's like $60 in spending power, not in equivalent of like if I had $60 actually, it's like 24th, no, 24, 240. It's like 240,000. Dude, you can feed a family of fucking 10,
No kidding.
like, dude, so Nelson, my partner, when we went to Tampa last trip, we took a cousin, like one of his nieces, to go see her son. So when we did that, I asked her, we were talking about it. She lives here. She was on a vacation up there. And I noticed that she's very self conscious when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, don't worry about it. Just get it. She goes, no, 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 no. I don't want you to buy it for me. I want to buy it for myself. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? It's like $10. She goes, yeah, it's not worth $10 to me.
Mm.
And I'm like, I understand that. I'm like, but that's the cost of it. I mean, if you want it, it's no big deal. In her mind, she's still translating. So $10 is like at four, so that's like 40,000 pesos in her bit, right? So remember, I just paid a taxi 60,000 to drive me fucking 25, 30 minutes. So that's a lot of money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of money. And I asked her, she didn't have to tell me, but I asked her how you know, what she gets paid and so forth. And um she makes the equivalent and she lives decent, comfortable, like $500 a month.
No kidding.
Yeah, like 550. dollars a month. That's her salary because she works for the city. So she's a city employee and she gets paid fucking like $550 a month. And she's been doing that for like 15 years. So it's not like it's like, oh my God. No, it's like that's normal. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I was like, wow. And that just goes back into the whole wait, I can actually retire. There's a lot of people in the States, and when they hear that, that are on um, like fixed incomes, Social Security, for example, my in laws, they don't make a lot. Between the both of them, just Social Security alone, you're looking at $2,300. Well, $2,300 doesn't get you very far. Even if your house is paid for example, you still have association fees or something like that, like very little
Property tax.
property taxes, insurance, fucking association cost. I mean, he still has to come up with about $1,000 a month, you know, to live in this little condo in the States. And he's like, Ness, I can't afford it. If I live here, I can afford $1,000, but then that's half of my income. So I was like, what am I going to do? What the fuck am I going to do with 1,000? I can't go to dinner,
Hmm.
because he used to be the type of guy who go, hey, remember he was the patriarch of the family, right?
Hmm.
So he would always call and say, okay, I'm going to be here. Everybody comes here. You know what I mean? Now it's different. I guess now it's more of a matriarch. My wife, she's the one running the family now. So, so now it's us trying to see if we're doing stuff at our house. And when we leave, everybody goes like, oh, what are we doing this weekend?
What do you do, George?
Yeah, what do we do? What do we do?
Oh, love it. So, what are you guys gonna do while you're down there? You gonna see your family, and then what
Yeah,
else?
well, today is going to be a sightseeing day. Oh, milk's ready. Um, Today's a sightseeing day. Actually, what's going to happen is I'll take a lot of pictures. So today we're going to take a brand new person. Uh, Caesar is here. Caesar is like a family friend. He's been a friend of my wife's for me, as long as I've been with her, 27 years. You know, I mean, he became family, and so me and him decided to come on this trip together, and then like surprise Dolly to surprise my wife. So here, what we're gonna do is he wants to see the whole center, the downtown area. There's a lot like the museums, like the Museum of Gold. You know, there's a lot of national parks that are just full of fucking art. You know, um, there's people on the streets here. There's no people on the streets in Miami, for example, in a big city. This is like New York. There's 24 hours a day. There's something going on. You know. So we're going to be just walking up and down. We're going to actually have breakfast up in a secluded church. We're going to go up a mountain, and I'll show you. We're going to go up a mountain, and there's a private church there. Um, it's really, really beautiful. And like all the locals, like they'll make like little breakfast areas. So you have breakfast overseeing the whole city right next to this church. And, it's supposed to be I think there's what is up there? A couple of statues, Virgin Mary's and, a whole like religious stuff. But it's really nice, peaceful. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go over there, breakfast, and then uh, uh, like they're making me eat while I'm down here. I'm not a big eater, so might as well. Dude,
Good.
it started last night. Uh, when we got here, grabbed the taxi. That's where I was going with this. We grabbed the taxi. We came to the apartment. We realized we were missing a bag, and we were missing this bag, and it was a really important bag because it had my father-in-law's um, diabetes medication.
Okay.
So, and it's so we had to bring it like frozen, and so when we're here, hey, don't forget to put the medicine in the refrigerator. Oh, okay. Wait, where's that bag? Run down, go back over there. The taxi driver was still there. I was like, dude, please take us back. He goes, you serious? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. He goes, no, it's cool. So he took his back. He took his back. He waited for us to find the the bag. And my wife wanted, there's something about roasted chicken. There's a special restaurant called Coco Rico and Coco Rico, and it's fucking delicious. And she was like salivating the whole trip. You know, I like we have to eat the chicken. I gotta eat the chicken. I got the chicken. Then we get here at night. You know, there's no restaurants are open. You know,
Right.
this and that. But when we went back to the airport, my wife asked, so she goes, "Listen, is there a restaurant around here inside the airport?" The lady's like, "Yeah, there's a 24-hour one right upstairs." She's like, "Really?" Dude, I grabbed the bag. The taxi driver's waiting for us, and my wife goes, make him wait."
That's funny.
So we went to go pick up her chicken. We got a chicken. I ended up getting a little soup. Um, yeah, and we bought a chicken for the taxi driver. We,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, we got him a whole chicken. I was like, here you go. And he wasn't expecting it. Thank you. You know, thanks for waiting. Thank you.
Yeah. And he was probably grateful as all get out too.
I mean, he made good money with us because it was 60,000 on the way up, and then he charges us only 100, so 50-50, driving back and driving back up. That's 160 plus a chicken, and the chicken was like 50,000 pesos. So if you think about it, he fucking 200,000.
He made
He,
out.
yeah, he had a good night. He had a good night. That's most people's, you know, 200,000 a day. That's good money.
So what you're telling me right now is that if I decided to go to Colombia and retire, I just need to learn how to speak Spanish and drive a taxi and be good to the Americans that come see us.
Matter of fact, I would. There's the whole taxi business is extremely popular.
Hmm.
There are doctors, graduated attorneys, graduated fucking engineers driving cabs.
Hmm.
The
So I'll take that as a
oh yeah,
yes. It's good business
and
in
if you get if
Colombia.
you, I wouldn't do an Uber. I wouldn't do Uber, at least not here, because there's just like in New York. You remember when New York, how it, in New York you have to have medallions. Remember the medallions?
Mm-hmm. The stamp, the,
Yes.
the
Right.
metal, like
Yeah.
that's on the
The
wall.
chips.
Looks like one of those.
Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the little placards, those motherfuckers, dude, those were like retirement plans for people. Like, oh, I have my medallion, I can sell it. It's a business. That's pretty much what it is.
No kidding.
Immediately it's like their certificate to print money. You know what I mean? The medallions. Um, so the union is so big, in cities like that. These people, same thing, dude. Uber came out here and it became, I mean, because you're fucking with people's livelihood,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like, and well, of course, the average Joe is going to be like, if this guy will do it for 10,000 and that guy's going to do it for 15,000, I'd rather do it for 10, you know?
Right.
All about, But what they don't realize is that a lot of people, a lot of families eat off of the taxi service, but dude, they'll go after Uber drivers. If they catch you Ubering, dude, they'll beat the fuck out of the Uber driver. It's not
Really.
cool. Yeah, it is not cool. There's been instances of people being arrested because they followed an Uber driver and they took their fucking thing, and it's like, yeah, they took their, what do you call it, their fare. Yeah,
Really.
Yeah. Oh boy, it
I
is
guess
cold.
that's that different mentality. Somebody's hungry
Well, I mean, think about
by any
it.
means.
Listen, I mean, even if somebody was hungry, like really hungry in the United States, they could probably find something somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I'm using. I don't live on the streets, fortunately. You know, I
Mm,
choose not to. I choose not to. So I choose to work every day. You know,
right.
but I would say, dude, I don't know. There's a lot of homeless population here. I don't know how they sleep. I'm cold. There's no air conditioning in almost anything.
Mm.
You know, because average temperature here. I think right now we're probably around 40s, 40s, 50s temperature wise.
Oh wow, that sounds freaking awesome.
Oh man, that's right. You're a snowbird. I hate that shit, dude. Marika, if you think about it, dude, fuck. I work in flip flops and shorts. All right.
Yeah, I don't do that.
So
I wear shorts, but I don't. I can't do flip flops.
no,
And
you can't
and
because you're
yeah,
driving and you're holding
well,
heavy
yeah, but
machinery.
like even when so like if the only way you can get me to wear slides is if I'm going to the beach, or
Said
getting on a
slides.
boat.
If you said slides, slides are different.
Yeah, I well, I can't do flip flops. I refuse.
I
Um,
can't do slides. I
well,
refuse.
well, the reason why I don't prefer that footwear is because they're not the best choice if there's something that to happen where I had to push my vehicle, carry my wife, or any of that stuff. So it's so ingrained in my brain that it's just like I don't want to do any of that stuff barefoot if I have to. So I always have on ch- chucks, running shoes, boots.
Yeah. I got boots and shit inside my van.
Mm,
So, for example, you know, great example. Last week I was doing what? I was doing landing gears, right? I'm putting landing gears on the fucking airplane. Yeah, I was wearing boots. You know what I mean?
hmm.
And it got, and even it was so surprising that even the guys in the hangar, listen, I don't work with these guys all the time. So they're like, hey, Ness, you're wearing shoes? I'm like, did
Like, yeah, I want
somebody
to keep
say
my
something?
toes.
Did somebody say something to you? No, that's the point. You know, when I'm wearing sandals, don't tell me to put on shoes because I know how to take care of myself. You know, but
Oh.
I have some places that I out of respect, I will wear shoes inside their facility. Out
Hmm.
of respect. Why? Well, because but if I'm a ramp, if I'm by myself on the ramp, I don't give a fuck.
Hmm.
You know, many times I get a phone call and I'll go to the airplane. I'll show up and there's the crew's there with fucking passengers or whatever, and I'm in flip flops. What's up, Captain? How can I help you? Yeah, so and so. Okay, cool. I got it. Boom, boom, boom. Take care of it. Peace out. Go. You're good. You know, I had one time, the captain goes, "Are you wearing a Brightling?" I was like, "Yeah." Oh, I would never wear a Bright. I was like, "Dude, the Rolex is in the shop." He goes, "What?" He goes, "What?" I was like, "Why does it matter what some people wear?" I'm starting to see that. So now it's my turn. Now I talk to myself when I see somebody wearing something different, something off, something that doesn't match up. I'll ask. I'm like, I bet he's comfortable. I bet he's happy. He's wearing what he wants to wear. I won't judge it anymore.
Mm.
You know, I won't judge it unless it's interfering. Like that one guy was, you know, with fucking nuts hanging out and his dick hairs all over the fucking place.
Can't unsee
Okay, don't even get me started.
it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, today's gonna be I'm gonna be dead, which is beautiful. And then it's gonna suck because so we borrowed a vehicle. We were gonna rent a car. Renting a car overseas is to me is one of the most sketchiest shit that I ever done. And if I don't put it on the American Express card, if I don't really want to spend money, I want to spend money, I'll put on the Amex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if I really like if I'm on a job, yeah, dude, I'm covering it. Amex, no big deal. But if I'm on vacation, dude, or if I'm just me bouncing around, unless I'm extremely well off, I will not rent a car overseas. I'll either hire a driver, right? I'll hire a driver. But so we were, they let us borrow a vehicle. We're picking it up tomorrow, and it's actually it's a Tacoma, 2023 Toyota Tacoma. Nice truck, nice truck, brand new. And it's got plenty of room for our bags in the bed. It's got a covered bed, a big old tonneau cover. Yeah. Want to be fucking just relax. That's what they're letting us borrow their car. They're going to go to the States. And then I'm going to rent a car and let them borrow the rental
Mm-hmm.
car. You know, it's cheaper for me to rent it there and let somebody use it than it is if I can. Renting a car down here is going to cost for a week. It may not be expensive, maybe maybe $400 or $500 a week, but the insurance is going to be outstanding. They're looking
Oh,
for
really?
anything. Oh yeah. But here's the thing that you have to take the insurance overseas. You have to because if your insurance covers you in the States
Mm.
and you have to have car insurance, but you have to have car insurance. So if you don't have car insurance, you have no grab insurance. But if we have car insurance, we don't have to take their coverage. So it's a little bit cheaper, another 10, 12, $15 less a day. Here it's like fucking 25, $30 a day. And you better take it because something's gonna happen to your car. You're gonna get keyed. Somebody's gonna hit you. There's 1,001 people. There's no, oh, it's a 4-lane highway. Great. That means 8 cars fit.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? And motorcycles, because you got motorcycles coming, weaving inside in
Mm.
between the, you know, they drive in kilometers here, and speeds are different.
A bit
I
excessive.
think less,
Oh,
less, dude. Because of the potholes, because of the infrastructure and shit. You know, there's not a lot of places. I keep looking down because I see cars coming in, and I'm not talking about. I'm sorry.
gotcha.
Yeah, so see, that's my view. Okay, so sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but yeah, so they drive really slow, you know, and then people because you have to be cautious, extremely cautious. You have to be proactive, and like, oh, that guy's coming out. Oh, there's a dog. You have to be on your toes. I told you when I almost ran over a kid. No,
No, you
one
didn't tell me
time.
about that.
Oh, a couple years back, I was coming here, but the day before I left, I went to go pick up my daughter in school, and a little kid like ran out of the fucking into the road in between parked cars. I didn't see him, dude. I didn't see him. There's parked cars on here, and I'm passing this way, and the kid runs out in the middle of the fucking road. Oh god, I see it. I swerve. I jumped the median. Boom, boom. And when I came back down, I still ended up hitting the fucking kid. He
No
hit
shit.
me. He hit.
You
He
just ran
hit.
into the side of the car.
Ran fucking right in front of the car, dude. Like when I bounced down, it fucking just pushed him. And I said I fucking killed him. I really thought I killed him. It was horrible. It's one of the
Mm.
most nastiest days of my life. Well, instances because I cried like if I had killed him. Like
Right.
I, yeah, I'm going on a trip tomorrow, and I'll be in jail. That's what I swear to God I was thinking that. I really. And then, fortunately, nothing happened to him. He just bounced, and then his dad picked him up, and he's looking at me like, "Dude, you." I'm like, "I'm a dad. I'm sorry." Like, fuck. It's horrible. Just at least looking in his eyes. I don't know how I would have reacted. And then I got sued, even though it wasn't my fault, and it's okay.
Of course, you got sued. That's the American
Even
way.
though,
Oh,
yeah, who could I fuck today? Oh,
yeah, yeah. That's like that's probably one of my worst fears is to hit somebody's kid. Um, just because I have driven for so long as a profession, and like I might drive like a crazy person on the interstate and out in the city, but you see me in a residential street,
yep.
I'm that guy that probably makes everybody very angry because if I see a kid, I'm going like 5 miles an hour because they're like the most unpredictable being. Like I would trust some pit bull that's off of a leash more than I trust a child not to run out in front of my vehicle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm just like I creep through. I'm looking at their parents the whole time. Like, yeah, you did this. Like, make sure you watch that thing because it's like it's nuts. So it's nah. Worst, probably one of my yeah. That's probably one of my only fears when I'm driving is hitting somebody's child, and that's why I'm so cautious when it comes to that. It's terrifying.
I remember one time my dad hit a golden retriever, and he cried for like 2 days.
No kidding. Uh, uh,
Oh, dude. You know, it was, yeah, I remember that one.
yeah, no, I've definitely killed my fair share of animals on the road. So, um, a disproportionate amount of animals. Unfortunately, well, because
Yeah.
like I can't swerve.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
you have
yeah,
to hit them. Yeah.
yeah, I just eat it. And it's just like, dang, that
Yeah.
sucks. All right, and that's about the
That's
extent of.
true. Swerving
Yeah,
hurts.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. I saw a video. I hope it was fake, but I saw a video of a guy pulling out like into the road and going, "Oh, here comes a semi. Let me stop right the fuck here," you know? And that
Got smoked,
semi
huh?
literally, he fucking hit the brakes and the semi swerved and he avoided the car, but
Yeah.
his trailer kept going, right? And then when it kept going, it kind of like clocked over, and immediately two cars that were coming the other direction fucking went underneath the fucking trailer. Decapitated both cars,
Yeah.
you know? And at the end, it was like, say why your actions don't involve anybody else or something like that.
Mm, no.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like sometimes people, they don't commit. And that's one of my biggest issues is driving. It's like, please go, 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 go.
Right.
No, did you stop? If you're going, you make a commitment to go. If you're just go. I mean, how many times have you fucking? I know I've done it. You're looking. Oh, I got room, and you go, and then the car in front of you never went, and you rear end them.
That's never happened to me.
It happened to me once.
It only happened once, huh?
Yeah, fuck.
A different scar for
Just
life.
like just like people walking this way when you're making that right turn. You know, here we go. I got an opening. Oh, fuck, where'd you come from? Oh,
Yeah. That's like the e-bikes are what have been getting me with that because they're coming up the opposite lane or they're coming up the
yeah,
sidewalk against traffic.
yeah.
And e-bike, some of those guys are cruising at like 20 miles an hour on the sidewalk.
If not
So
more, yeah.
yeah. And so they're like that. And then they're throwing their hands up. I'm like, man, I was like, only if you knew. Like, but that's yeah. I can tell you driving stories for years and not run out of them. Um, Even yesterday there was a fatality accident on one of the main roads with a semi versa a car, and like the car's just crushed and mangled. Our mechanic was driving by and he's like, "Don't go through here." He's like, "There's no way this person's still alive." And sure enough, I get off work last night and a death investigation. The driver was pronounced dead on the scene. And
Let me ask you a question. If you
what's
guys have
up?
an accident, you guys are DOT like I am. So if you guys
Mm-hmm.
have an accident, fucking immediately you gotta go pee.
Yep.
Immediately you go, even if it's not your fault.
Yep.
Same way. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. So that's what the one of the guys was talking to me. It was a while ago, and he was just like, I think the only people that can pass a drug test in a construction company is the people that drive. No, I was like, never thought about that. He was like, yeah. He was like, everybody smokes weed. I was like, huh. I was like, not everybody. He was like, yeah, everybody. He was like, either that or something way worse. I was like, I get the recreational thing, but how could you go to work like that?
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't go to work like that. I mean, there's some people, depending on what it is, depending on what it is that you do. I don't
Yeah, if
know.
you're a cook, okay, like understandable, but not when you're operating heavy machinery.
Never, never.
It's just he looks so annoyed with that. It's just like what?
I'm thinking, I'm over here pondering and thinking. I was like, all right, so like, what kind of things? Everything in my job is just like yours. You know what I mean? It's real sensitive. You know what I mean? If we don't pay attention to the details, if we don't pay attention to the little things, which everything is part of the little things, but if we don't pay attention to the details, somebody may die.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not, that's why we talk about, um, personal responsibility, uh, loving, like honoring your work or your skill, or because, yeah, it's not just you can't just pull over. It's not like he's gonna call fucking AAA. Hey, I'm stuck again. You gotta make sure that fucker at least lands. He just needs to land, and that's the. He can't fall out of the sky. There's
Yeah,
a lot of action. What time is it?
yeah. I
There's
mean,
almost five.
you said that city never stops,
Yeah, that's
so
why I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. But I'm like, wow, man. Fucking ambulances already. I've seen two. Seen cops all over
and
the
it's only
place.
4:30 a.m., huh?
Yeah.
4:36 in the morning, and it's already jumping.
I know they wake up early here because traffic is so bad. It takes you 2 hours to get anywhere.
Oh
You
wow.
know what I mean? So if I wanted to go, it's so big. How can I explain this? The area, the municipality, I guess you could say it that way. Like, for example, I guess Miami-Dade, right? So, Miami-Dade, so you got Miami-Dade County. Um, it's fucking huge. It goes right below Fort Lauderdale all the way down to fucking to the beginning of the Keys, Homestead. It's something like that, so you can drive fucking 2 hours in one direction and you're still in the proximity of fucking Bogota.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
massive.
it's huge. It's huge. We are all the way west, hitting right next to the mountains, right? It's like that we can walk up and go up to the mountain to the church. Most people either take a taxi or whatever and go up there. We're really close to the base of the mountain. If you start going east more, um, as you go east, it starts becoming more valley. You're coming down a mountain. Same thing if you go north, you go south. If you go north, we're actually going to go up mountain a little bit more, and then we're going to go straight down. And that's the route that we're going to take. It's going to get even colder. We're going to It'll get colder, and then it'll start warming up. But like 2 hours, if you once you leave the city within 45 minutes, you got 90-degree weather.
Oh,
You got to remember, this is only reason it's cold right now is because we're so high up in the mountain. But
gotcha.
this is we are pretty much almost on the equator line. We're very close to the equator.
That's why I was
So
surprised when you said it was like 40, and I was just like, huh. I thought my geography said that was south, but
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. But we're high up in the mountains. Um, they would like my I remember my uncles when I used to live down here. They'd all every single one of them get up like around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They would leave like the house like at 5:30 in the morning.
hmm.
You know, and I would be like, wow. And the same thing, they come home at around the same time, 5:30, 6 o'clock, like they'll do their 12, 15 hour days. And that's normal here. Us, we complain after 8 hour shift and and no lunch.
Yeah, that's a very that's hilarious. And the guys that I work with, yeah, they like no lunchy. You no lunchy. Like no, I don't stop for lunch. Oh, okay, we're done. It's like, all right, well, I still got like 3 hours. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like you guys always complain about money because you guys don't work. It's like you're like, clock in, look for your first break, look for your lunch, look for your next break, and then you want to leave. Like
Lock
I
in
work,
and
I
go
worked in
poop
all my
for
breaks.
45
Right.
minutes.
Yeah. Like I work to get paid. There's I'm not here to for any other purpose whatsoever. And like, yeah, no, my normal day is 10 hours. My longest day that I've worked for with them has been 16 hours. So, and I mean, and then I'll show up at work the next day. I remember when I got back from Texas and I clocked out at, I think, 2:30 in the morning. And then I checked back in at 7, and he was like, dude, you better go back to effing bed. I was like, I just had to make sure, like, yeah, make sure that bag of money wasn't sitting there uh, for me to pick up or nothing. He's like, dude, go back to sleep. Like, bet. but I'm there for it. So,
Here's the thing though. Driver rest is extremely important because driver fatigue is fucking insane.
right,
So of
right.
course, of course, of course, of course. I mean, listen, DOT doesn't matter. I really think that you understand this more than anybody else if I speak about it. But I mean, we got fucking, what they call a dirty dozen. It's like 12 human fucking errors that we do unconsciously. And we have to be aware of the shit that we do when
Right.
we become complacent, when we're tired. You know what I mean? Is here's the one thing. Like I've gone 36 hours working. What people don't understand is I will take a 15, 20 minute, 30-minute break.
Mm-hmm.
I will sleep. I will take these power naps, because I understand. And most of the time, fuck it, every single time when I'm getting frustrated and I can't get a fucking something that I think, I can do this real quick, blah, 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 and it's not working, it just means stop,
Yeah.
walk the fuck away, come back whenever, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, come back when you're refreshed and then try it again. I've learned that one a long time. I will step away. When I used to smoke cigarettes, dude, I smoke break, I'm out.
Mm.
You know, I gotta go. I just now it's different. I don't know. Now I look like that crazy guy. I'm surprised fucking I don't piss more often. Now I'm like that crazy guy. I'll go in the corner, and I'll fucking just I'll
That's
just
hilarious.
I'll sit up against the wall, or I'll do like a breathing session. I'll do breathing sessions, and if I can, I had one guy sit with me one time, and we went through a breathing session together, and he's like, "Nas," I'm like, just have the balls to keep doing it even when people watch. It doesn't matter. It'll change your life. Just do it like nobody's watching.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, dude. When you sit back and you breathe and you really really just learn to control. I can control. That's the one thing I can control my heart rate. I know every time I go to the doctor, it's like, are you taking something? Your heart rate is really slow. I'm like, that's just me. Want me to accelerate it? He goes, what? I'm like, try it again.
That's funny.
Yeah. He goes, how are you doing that? I'm like, I don't know. I can't. I can slow my heart rate down very, very easily. It's almost like falling asleep on command. I do,
That's pretty
you know,
cool.
I'll, I'll bring it down. And my dad taught me that one, dude, when I was growing up, when I was in the pool. I didn't, here I am. I thought my dad's just playing with me. He's over there he's doing the right things, but he was doing it in his best way if anybody else looking is like, I was abused as a child, but not this part. I accept it. This is actually okay. So my dad would, I can hold us. I say us, my little brother. He taught me. So he taught us how to breathe. Taught us how to control our breaths. Taught us how to calm down. And then once we were good, he goes, "You ready?" Yeah, sure. Under. He would hold us under, and we would. All right, time to get up. No, you're not getting up yet. You're not getting up yet. And he wouldn't stop until you fucking almost bite him. Like, get the fuck off. Like, you know? And then he'd pull you up and go, and you're leaking, you're crying. Fucking die. You can go more. Come on. You can calm down. Calm down. And he had this voice. My dad had this. I have the same type. He can drop a couple of octaves. All right. So now I need you to calm down. Breathe. Breathe. You know what I mean? Just like that little and he would teach me to calm down and go, all right, good. All right. Now listen, I'm not gonna tell you when I'm gonna dump you, so you have to just be careful. All right. So you're good. All right, not a problem. And what happened? I drank water and you're throwing up and be prepared. Come on. Those little things, I don't take it. I thank him for that. I do. I did it to my son in a nicer way. He's a. I, I'm really proud of that boy. He's done good so far. So far. So far. So far. He's done good. Done good. And physical is active, and he knows the breathing techniques. And right when I discovered Wim Hof breathing techniques, I'm like, I already do that. Can I say something? My daddy taught me that one.
That's awesome.
uh, yeah. I don't even think I'm going back to bed, dude. I'm in
I mean,
awe.
I know I'm not. So, I
Well, here's the thing. I've had 3 hours. I went to bed at 12
okay.
locally. Yeah. So I've had,
Well, why don't you stretch and do some push-ups?
yeah, I can do that. Actually, I will. I will.
Because when you get back, well, I think you want to run through 75 hard. Well, I don't know if you want to or not, but I know the reason why you didn't do it before is because you had the vacation coming.
Yeah. I guess I have no more excuse. Because when I get back, I got to start.
I guess
Yeah.
I can't believe I remember that.
I can start preparing.
Yeah. So even
Prepare.
if
Okay,
I'm
so let,
even if I'm not 100% by the time you get back, which I probably won't be, I'm still going to go ahead and hop back into my program. So I just won't be able to lift. There'll be another. I guess that's God challenging my mentality or something. I don't know, but because I don't like to just do cardio. Like I don't believe in just walking around the block. Like I want to be able to do the as much as I can do. Like I want to be like, at a very high level of performance, and it looks like I'm going to be back to crushing it on the bike, stretching, and freaking walking until this hills for an undisclosed amount of time. But all my habits are suffering because I lost that foundation of my morning because I can't lift. So,
mm,
like,
wait, here's my question. So I understand where you are,
mm-hmm.
and you're right. That position is really hard to come back from because not because you're injured. So because you're injured, you're in a position of like I shouldn't do this. So you slack, and then when you do want to jump up, you can't because you already grew accustomed to slacking. I understand.
Yeah, and that's a like again, like I can go ride the bike. Like I did that for probably every bit of the freaking year. I was just doing miles and miles, and I was doing legs. And like, yeah, all right, cool. Like we can do that, but that's not what I want to do. So I just kind of have to accept it and go back to that existence of just growing where I can. So
I'm thinking calisthenics, I guess. Push-ups, water kicks, sit-ups, bars, dips, pull-ups. I guess I could try the jump rope. I used to could. I don't know about now, but I know I used to could do the jump rope. That's a whole fucking new technique. You gotta remember how to do that shit.
yeah, no,
I
the
was,
jump rope is kind of one of my banes. I hate it, and it's so effective. So like I do. I really do. I hate the jump rope, but it's effective. So
it's yeah. All right. I think I can do that. I think I can do that. I gotta figure that out because immediately my mind start going, okay, now so you gotta wake up an hour earlier, but then you have to remember you still have to shit. Every time you wake up, you have to shit. So in the mornings, because if you're gonna drink your coffee, then you're gonna know you're gonna go shit. So that's the first thing. So now I'm talking about fucking waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning like you.
yeah,
Yeah.
but so the crazy thing is like that was my existence too as well. Is every time I got up, I would have to, and then it ended up to where I wasn't doing anything to activate that part of my system. Um, so it's after the gym now instead of before the gym. Before when I first started, it was before the gym, and then one day I was just like, huh, like yeah, oh, so no, it's after the gym. Like I used to try, and it just never not an issue. So it might be the same because it's I don't know what it is. It's ingrained. It might even be the time. So if you're getting up early at 4, but you're not drinking your coffee before you go to do your workout, that part of your system probably won't even be awake yet.
Oh
Um,
no, listen, I didn't drink coffee this morning until I told you I was making it. And I had, as soon as I woke
it
up, washed
happened.
my face, my body goes, hey, you gotta go.
Is
So
all that
that's, you know,
that good
and
chicken
for,
from last night?
well, here's the thing too, though. That's like my daily flush is right when I wake up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I drink a fucking thing, a whole thing of water, boom, boom, and I'll flush. And it takes about 30 minutes for your system to, all right, cool, wake up. You know, in the first 30 minutes, I know for a fact that it's gonna come. It's not that I'm looking for it. It's just it's gonna come. It's gonna come. So either A, I try to force it on, but like for example, when I'm home, so I'll hit the bathroom real quick, take a piss or something, then coffee. I'm doing the call with you, and then I'll go to the bathroom. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I can, they're relaxed. But I've noticed that it breaks my it breaks my sequence. I guess you could say it that way. Because
Mm-hmm.
once I'm already, because I enjoy doing my morning meditations and everything like that. I do it outside. I do it out in the grass. I do it out, even when it's not raining, of course. I do it, but I like to do it just right there, and I'll watch the sunrise, and I'll say my meditations, and I'll talk to God and just make sure that I'm good for the day. But those when I start that process, I don't like to stop either. So it's like it's either I know certain things have to happen, and if I skip a step, I'm going to cut short on some other ones. Like for example, reading. Here's a good one. So reading, right? So I've learned that I will read when I really read the best is as soon as I wake up. I'm still in that alpha state of mind and I understand things more clear. Even though, I listen to it, I'm reading it or whatever the fuck it is, I understand it more clear. I am exactly focused. So that's the other thing. I try to extend my alpha state of mind as long as possible. So extending the alpha state of mind is also good for hypnotherapies. Um, it's literally the only times that you can actually do your fucking full downloads. Like you go up to the cloud and you do your fucking download your upgrade your softwares, and that's when it works. If we do it when we're too conscious, when we're too awake, when we have too much going on, it doesn't really register. Even though the subconscious probably grabs it, he's like, "What am I doing with this, dude?" Because we're talking about XYZ, blue apples and pink teddy bears, and where do I do with this? It, the body needs to focus. It's like a computer programmer, finish one thing first. Can't
Yeah, when you
that
had
speeds
brought up
you.
that alpha state, when I was talking to you about like the clarity of thought that I have when I'm in the shower,
Uh-huh.
and like I had so much stuff going, and I was aware of it. That when I actually got out the shower, I came in here and started writing down what the one of the podcasts was going to be because it was just so clear, and I was like, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. Um, and the reason, like the thought process behind it, was because I have been messaging people on social media, working on growing my following on YouTube, and one of the guys I messaged, uh, his name is Billy the Ultra Beast, and like he's been on my radar since I started running Spartan races in 2019. I thought it was 2018, but it was 2019 when I started doing that. And he's like, dude, I'll check it out. He's like, and if you are looking for any guests, he's like, I'll send you my bio. And I was like, I already know who this guy is because
Yeah.
he's running races with packs on, carrying the American flag, uh, veteran in two different services. And like he's been going through all these different surgeries and still like competing. He's probably ran more Spartan races than anybody in yeah,
Wow.
probably more Spartan races than anybody, at least in North America. So I was going through like my experiences and what happened and how that like because those races 100% changed my life, and so I definitely want to do an episode with you and talk about it because it's just freaking nuts. Um, yeah, but then I wanted to do that as a part one, and then I
How
wanted
long is that race? Like, is it how many miles?
so the first one is it's a sprint, That one is only what's a 5K short. Um, and that first 5K took me. I looked at the medal this morning, and it was an hour and 23 minutes for me to get that little short distance because it's the lie detector is the best way for me to because we lie to ourselves. We're like, oh yeah, I'm in good shape, I'm strong. I was still lifting weights every day at that point, or consistently at that point, not every day. And after that experience is what kicked me off into starting to do cardio. And then I worked out every day for a year before I got and did 75 hard. And so I'm just like I'm gonna run through all that stuff because it's freaking like the that process of failing so miserably at that race was like the biggest ego check that I ever had in my life because I was buff. And even like there's people that were passing me and they'd stop and talk to me like as I'm suffering through my lack of cardiovascular endurance. And he's like, yeah, all that extra weight's not that all those big muscles aren't really serving you right now. I'm like, these guys, it's like, and they weren't being dicks,
Fuckers.
but they were being dicks. So it was just like, all right, that's cool. Like, thanks a lot. Um, but one of my buddies from Bible study actually he had asked me if I ran one before. I was like, no, I've never done it. He's like, oh, I'll do it with you. Like low key, this dude's a savage. Had no clue. Um, so we're getting up to the starting line, and he looks at me. He's like, "You're gonna run this, right?" I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to finish. Like, this is a whole new experience for me. I don't know what I'm about to get. He's like, all right, cool. Oh, I'm gonna run it. He's like, all right, do you, bro? No big deal. And so he
You
takes
do
off.
you, yeah.
Right. Like he takes off and like I try to keep up for a little bit. He drops me before the first obstacle and ends up beating the freaking heat. Like and taking first. And
Uh-huh.
so yeah, no. And so I'm just like, all right, cool. That was very humbling. Didn't really like it, but okay, that's cool. We'll like process through this. There's this lady, and like this is like the mentality of somebody that won't quit. So I passed her earlier in the race, and then she's a pretty big girl, and she's running, and she catches me because I get winded, and so I hear the sound. It's like, and like she's passing me. And I was like, oh hell no! So I take off running again, and then like leave her behind, whatever. Eh, probably another mile later,
Shit
she caught me
shop.
again. And she was just like I thought she was going to die, but she freaking was like 100% on it, and she wasn't going to quit. She had this drive, and I was like, all right, cool. After that, I like picked it up a notch because I was so embarrassed and so angry with myself that I couldn't let that go, and ended up finishing. But it was an hour and 23 minutes of me just doing burpees, filling obstacles, lacking grip strength, couldn't climb the ropes, like all these different things. So it's like, yeah, I can climb a rope, not that rope. That rope doesn't have any grip on it and it's skinny. Like, all right, cool. But so all these different things that added up over the course of that time. And then it's like, so that kicked me down the path where I ended up getting a Fitbit. I found out how bad my cardiovascular health really was. My resting heart rate was 101 beats per minute, which is insane.
Your
But
resting heart rate is what?
it was 101 beats per minute.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but the things that you're not going to measure because it's not important to you, you have nothing to put it against. Like I never looked at that
Yeah.
before.
No.
And so it was like that led me to change my diet and made me start drinking less and made me I didn't sleep more at that period of my life. It just made me work harder. And then, I was able to get it down. I don't even remember how low I got it. But by the time I finished that first round of 75 hard, I think my resting heart rate was like 52 beats per minute. And so And like something as simple as that is getting your cardiovascular health in proper alignment. You're literally slowing down the clock of your like lifetime, because I have this estimation that we only have so many beats expiration date. Well, if that thing's always, and you can slow it down to,
Yeah.
then that's a big deal. And so, like looking at that, like that's why I like believe in cardio and telling people to get their ish together when it comes to that. But it's so crazy. So
Listen,
now,
I think running in itself
mm,
is I hate it so much, and I've hated it my whole life. Listen, if a lion isn't chasing me to eat me, I have no reason to run. You know,
I think the reason why I run now is because I used to loathe it on such a level that when I played football, I played basketball in high school. Like I hated I hated running. Like unless I was like playing a sport. Like I remember the track coach used to stand at my football games and meet me when I was coming off the field every freaking game from when I was a sophomore till when I think I was a senior. Yeah. And my football coach became one of the track coaches, and he was like, "You're running this year." And I ended up like taking conference and placing ninth in the state that one year that I ran. But I was just like, nope, ain't doing it. You're not gonna get me to go over there and just run for the sake of running. That's stupid.
yeah,
He's like, oh yeah, you're
yeah.
doing it. But like it's I despise it so much. I used to despise it so much, and now it's like I do it because it is so good for my mental clarity, my mentality, and my body. And it's important. But I ran that Spartan race this year that I didn't want to run because I was still coming off of a bit of an injury, and I had this crazy thigh bruise where I couldn't even put any weight on that leg. But my brother-in-law had reached out to me, and we ran the one in Boca this year actually. And he was just like, yeah, I want to see where I'm at. I was like, I can relate to that. I'll run it with you. And I ended up like PR in my time and doing better than I've ever done with the injury. And so it was really, really cool. But there was a little bit of, he challenged my ego. And I think that's why I did so well. I was so angry that he's like, yeah, he's like, so I figure, you just run however you're going to run. And I'll make sure I keep up with you. And I was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. He's like, I got it. He's like, no big deal. He's like, you're not no better shape than me. He's like,
Oh God,
yeah.
You're, he said the magic words.
Check.
Daniel inside goes, "Fuck." Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to. But here's the thing. I don't know. I see it. I see it. It's like things that I'm in the airport and I'm looking at people and I'm analyzing and I'm people watching and I'm not staring at anybody in particular. I can't tell you if I saw three fat girls, six fat guys. I don't know. I just saw everybody, and I was looking at individual people, not analyzing what they were wearing or what they were looking at or none of that. I'm just analyzing their attitudes, their what they're looking at, what their demeanor is. That's what I'm
Hmm.
looking at, And the whole time questioning, I wonder if they're awake,
That's funny.
you know? And you could tell which ones are me based, ego based. Like, oh, I'm here because you know what I mean. Like you can see that, and the whole time I'm like, yeah, I'm just watching them go by, and then you can. It was just like I would not size different men up,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm looking at them, I'm like, I wonder how he could protect his family. Just, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or, or what if something happens here? Where's my exit? What am I gonna do? I have to grab where's my wife? I gotta just stupid shit that I never thought about. Never thought about. Just, because we're so consumed in our own little fucking bubble,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But I honestly, this time, I don't know why. I was just more worried, or I was more content looking at everybody. My wife's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, see, I'm actually like I'm zoning in. I'm looking at everybody,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Fortunately, there was no hot girls around because oh, you're looking at, you know, but it's just those things. And as guys, I caught myself going, wonder how hard that guy hits. I just I don't know why. You know, because we have a thing of like, how hard do I hit? I haven't worked out in a while or whatever it is. Haven't really fucking wrestled with anybody or taken anybody down, and I know it's like it's in our DNA to fucking to horse around like that, you know. But I just get thrown right back into the last time that I rolled with somebody. He was 21, 22 years old, and he cracked one of my ribs. I'm like, you're getting older. You're getting too old for that one. Stop. And I keep telling myself, I need to go back. Maybe this 75 hard is part of it. Maybe it's me trying to, is running, you kept talking about running and how much you hated it. Dude, I despise it with a challenge. Listen, I joined the military and I'm supposed to run. So I became a fucking leader. Like I did. I don't know if I told you already, if we had this conversation. I became a fucking, like, like in tech school, right? So they have everybody's your dorms. Then they have like hallway fucking leads, and then you have there's four hallways, and so there's hallway leads, and then there's floor leads, and then there's shift leads, right? Well, I remembered that when I first started that the hallway leads do room inspections while
Okay.
everybody's running.
Check. No, we're gonna have to pick this one up though, because I've got to boogie. I'm already
Is oh my god! I didn't even
yeah,
realize the time.
I gotta roll, man.
Thank you, brother.
So we'll have to pick
Appreciate
this
the
up
time.
again.
Have a good day.
You too, man.